Yesterday, as you may have heard, Dave Chapelle was attacked as he was wrapping up a comedy special at the Hollywood Bowl. And I want to talk a little bit about this incident and share some of my thoughts on it. So let me just read a little bit from the information in this article. Don't worry, this isn't just going to be me reading the article. But I want to glean a few points from it before, getting to my thoughts, such as they are, on this event. Law enforcement. Okay, man who attacked Dave Chapelle identified. This is what I was looking for because originally everything I was reading was saying the authorities have kept the attacker's name anonymous, and I was just thinking to myself, you can do that? If somebody gets arrested, doesn't that become a matter of public record? And I suppose I'm right, because it turns out they did eventually identify him. So they have identified the man who tackled comedian Dave Chapelle at the Netflix Is a Joke festival as a 23-year-old Isaiah Lee. So I have a certain idea of this man's profile just from his name, and I might be wrong about that, but I don't think I'm wrong. Lee's motivation for the headline-grabbing attack, coming weeks after Will Smith stormed the Academy to slap host Chris Rock after an offensive joke, it remains unofficially explained. I didn't want to get too derailed back on the Academy Award slap thing, but yeah, we don't know. Essentially, is what this article is saying. We don't know why he did it, why he ran onto the stage and attacked Dave Chapelle, tackled him or knocked him to the ground, and then ran off. The two most popular theories at present are that it's either someone seeking attention, okay, or that it was politically motivated as a result of Chappelle's political jokes about race and gender, okay. Chappelle has become increasingly controversial as a result of jokes that are widely seen as transphobic. Yeah, this is kind of funny. After the attack, Chappelle got back up and took the mic and said, "I think that was a trans man who just attacked me." that's kind of ballsy for him to do. And then Chris Rock, who was there, asked, "Was that Will Smith?" I mean, it was, I guess, which is a pretty funny line. But it wasn't Will Smith. It was, again, someone named Isaiah Lee. Lee is being held on a $30,000 bond. He was carrying, this is weird, he was carrying, quote, a weapon that police say can eject a knife blade when discharged correctly. So he was brandishing a replica gun with a knife attached to it. Have you ever heard of something like this? I haven't. It's kind of funny. It's like, yo, homie, I got me a gun right here. Oh, you thought this was a gun? No, it ain't no gun, but it's a knife. And then the blade comes up. So a replica gun with a knife attached to it. It now seems the weapon was definitely intended for use in the attack, and not just something he was carrying. So it is also unclear. Here's where we get to some very good questions. It is also unclear. I thought that was going to be a good question. It's not such a good question. Whether the attack was provoked by Chappelle's set on stage. Blah, 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 yeah. We already know we don't know there's nothing out there about his motivation. But here's the good question. Of course, it's buried further down in the article. So the man was taken away by the security team and beaten down pretty good. Got no problem with that. After taking a brief break backstage, Chapelle returned to finish his set, joking about his increased security following his controversial Netflix special, The Closer, which sparked the transgender walkout, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. The question that is somewhere in this article that I lost it. I thought it was in this article. Okay, here it is. It is also unclear whether the attack was provoked by something Chapelle said on stage. Police are investigating how Lee managed to get the weapon through the metal detectors at the venue. That is a very, very, very good question. How did he do that? Was there just lax security? Or, I mean, I'm not reaching any conclusions right now. I'm leaving my, I'm being open to possibilities. This could have been a Hinckley Chapman esque sort of thing. Somebody who was sent to commit this act but failed, and we'll probably find out about him that he's some someone who's on the margins of society, who's maybe mental health isn't the greatest. But that still doesn't explain how he got the weapon through. The weapon that should have been seized at the door. How was that managed? Again, it could have just been a case of bad security. But I mean, this is a pretty egregious thing to have happen, especially after when the slap happened at the Academy Awards. There were some comedians who were saying things like, are people going to start attacking us on stage now? And other people just thought the comedians who were saying that were just being ridiculous, and they were trying to blow it all out of proportion. What I would say would be a good thing to do if this sort of thing interests you, is to keep an eye on what follows with Isaiah Lee. This man who committed this attack, who ran onto the stage with a gun, with something that looked like a gun but was actually a knife, and planned apparently to stab Chapelle, but failed. I think if we find out a little bit more about him, then we can perhaps deduce a few things, a few possibilities. I'm not coming right out and saying this was an organized hit, but I'm certainly not closed to that possibility, and I don't think anyone should be. Just considering everything, considering who Chapelle is, what he represents to people, the ways in which his shtick kind of undermines, even though he's generally speaking, I would say, seems to be a left-leaning kind of person. Still, his outspokenness on various things and his willingness to quote go there. I don't know. It seems likely that he could possibly be targeted. If you believe that somebody like John Lennon was targeted, and I think that seems likely as well, in 1980, then possibility exists here as well. So tell me what you think. Let me know your thoughts on the matter if you are interested in doing so. Thanks for watching.